You may have heard that Queen Victoria of England grieved intensively for 40 years while wearing only black clothes after the death of her husband, Prince Albert. But what you don't know is that her famous intense mourning was just one out of many interesting things about her. You may be shocked to discover more unusual things about her. Here are 10 interesting things you may not know about one of Britain's greatest monarchs, Queen Victoria. 1. She has survived multiple assassination attempts. Victoria faced at least 7 assassination attempts, including bullets fired at her in public. Yet, she refused to let fear stop her from appearing in open carriages. 2. Obsessed with control. She micromanaged everything from palace interiors to court etiquette. Victoria even dictated how her staff should arrange flowers and chairs for meetings. 3. Tech-savvy queen. Victoria was fascinated by new technology. She was the first monarch to ride a train, used the telegraph for diplomacy and loved photography, taking hundreds of personal photos with Albert. 4. A fashion revolutionary. Victoria popularized white wedding dresses. She chose white for her wedding in 1840, which was unusual at the time, setting a trend that continues today. 5. Royal photographer. Victoria and Albert commissioned hundreds of portraits of themselves and their family. She treated photography almost like a diary, capturing moments of daily life that were rare for royals. 6. Grandmother of Europe. Through her children's marriages, she was the grandmother of kings, queens, and emperors across Europe, connecting the royal families of Germany, Russia, Spain, and more. 7. Strict mother. She had 9 children but often imposed harsh rules and moral lessons. She monitored their lives closely, arranging marriages that would benefit European politics. 8. Hidden humor. Though publicly stern, she enjoyed jokes and pranks in private with Albert and her children, showing a playful side very few ever saw. 9. Fascination with death. Victoria was fascinated by death and mourning, especially after Albert's passing. She collected miniature portraits of deceased relatives and visited cemeteries regularly. 10. Shaping politics. Though supposed to be ceremonial, she heavily influenced politics, writing letters to prime ministers and even threatening to sack them if she disagreed with appointments or policy. Bonus. Queen of many firsts. Her marriage to Prince Albert wasn't always a fairy tale. They had explosive arguments, often about power and her role as queen versus his role as head of the house. Despite all that, Victoria and Albert had an intense love affair, exchanging thousands of personal letters filled with affection, passion, and longing. Their romance was considered unusually modern for royalty. Victoria also oversaw the first telegraph messages to foreign leaders, the first royal train rides, and the first royal photographs, blending tradition with the modern world in ways no previous monarch had.